From Houston, Texas, it's the go-to girl, the professional comedian, fascinating producer, and founder of Matchmaker.com. It's Millionaire Matchmaker.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Matchmaker Amber Neal, live in the Box Up Houston studios. As you guys see, we have another new set.
Hey.
Welcome to my co-host with the most, DJ Houston.
What's up? Howdy, guys. It is
so much fun.
Right? It's Tough Love Tuesday, and boy,
yeah.
I've been spitting tough love all day. Let me tell you.
I'm telling you. It's, you know what? People think tough love is easy because I've said this before. I'm like, well, I'm going to be the jerk again. Well, I guess I've got to be the a-hole. I guess I've got to be the deliverer of bad news. It's not easy to practice self-love for yourself. And I think that the thing that I personally recommend, if you are going to be a person that you feel like you're going to dish the self-love, you got to be able to take the self-love as well. Criticism.
Oh, big time.
We can criticize everybody.
I sure can. I sure can.
But being real with ourselves is another thing. And oftentimes I've said this so many times, the whole purpose of us creating and coming on board with the Boss Up Network as president, vice president, is to help develop people. And Shamir and I feel like if we had people like us back when we first started, man, we would have been so grateful. And so many times people come to us. They want to develop a show. They want to work with us. They want to produce with us, but they don't have the same work ethic. And the thing is that when we get to that situation, then we are the jerk because we demand you to come on our level.
I mean, it sucks because, all we're trying to do is help you. Mm-hmm. We're where we want to be. You know what I'm saying? We're the bosses. Like, we're trying to help you get to where we're at. Exactly. But if you don't want to put in any work, then I can't help you. And I got to tell you, tough love, sorry, I'm not going to sit here and do all the work for you. I'm going to help you with the work that you're doing.
It's hard though, because I think I'm sharing our phone number, guys. Y'all call into the hotline
281-624-5223. Once again, that's 281-624-5223.
Okay, I'm sharing it now where y'all guys can have the phone number.
And
boom.
If you got any tough love stories to share today,
or tips.
We want to hear them, right? Or tips.
Yeah.
Tips on how to give somebody tough love, because it's never easy conversation to have,
It's not.
Because I'm like, am I being too tough? Mm-hmm. I don't want to seem like I don't care. And tough love, it's one of those situations where if you're too tough, then
it's all about the way you say it.
And it's true,
it's
the words you use.
It's about staying in respect, even if they're disrespectful to you, because you should not, a queen or a king should never get off his throne to deal with a peasant. If you're dealing with a joker, leave them where they are as a joker. You've already elevated to that level. Don't come down to their level to meet them there. That's what they expect of you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, they want you to jump down and stoop to their level so that way they can say, oh, well, look what he's doing, but they're doing the same thing.
Hurt people. I really cannot tell y'all. I think the biggest shock to working in production and as a comedian, entertainer in general, has been I've had people that want to come on and work with me on the show or different aspects, and they'll be like, well, how much am I getting paid as a personality? Well, how much were you getting paid as a personality?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
But you don't understand that if somebody's willing to give you something, you don't look the gift horse in the mouth.
Right, exactly. You don't bite the hand that feeds you.
It's just crazy though. But everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to be a celebrity. Everybody wants to have the title and the status, but nobody's willing to put in the work.
Exactly. They just want to jump on the train of the person who's already done or doing the work. So that way they can just ride it. And be in their even if they're in their shadow, they don't care as long as they can ride that train. And I'm not about letting nobody get a free ride. You got to pay for them tickets.
Because what it really is at the end of the day, it's actually passive aggressive disrespect. Because if you took us serious, you would show up when you need to show up. You would be there when you need to be there.
And it's not even about taking us serious. It's about taking yourself serious.
It is, but that's where it starts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I've worked on many TV shows, even reality shows. And I can tell you, when people don't see the money immediately, they think, oh,
There's
screw this. I'm
right?
not doing this right now.
And I mean, my thing is if anyone who's ever started their own business knows, you don't see.
It's not overnight.
You don't see a profit until at least a minimum of a year. A minimum.
And most
of a
businesses
year.
fail. I believe it's like 90% of businesses fail in the first year.
Within their first year,
Second year, whatever. So I just understand. You got to have realistic expectations for yourself and in life. But if I'm just blown away because of all the free stuff I did, all the things I gave away, all the sacrifice I've made. For somebody or anybody to come act like I owe them something when I've just given the platform to help bring you along with what I'm doing.
And it goes the same exact way in relationships. You can't expect somebody to sit here and do all the work and you not want to put in anything. You just want to be there for the ride. You got to put in that effort. If you don't put in that effort, then why should the other person stick around? The one that's doing all the work.
It's crazy. It's really hard, guys. I cannot tell y'all. It's a very painful thing. That's the one thing that on Tough Love Tuesdays we're talking about is people, a lot of times the people that start with you will not be the people that end with you, and it's not personal. It's really not.
At all.
I mean, that's one thing I'm learning is to be less emotional when it comes to business, and because it's not emotional.
It's not. It has nothing to do.
Your feelings get hurt.
Yeah, but that's
because you didn't do what you need to do.
Exactly. That's all you.
And I'm asshole enough to call it out.
Right, and it's crappy because
nobody wins in that situation.
Nobody, because if we're not winning, we're having to go and somebody who we're close to. You know what I'm saying? We got to go and have that tough love with them, and I don't like spewing tough love. I mean, I know people think I do because they feel like I'm good at it, but I don't like doing it. It's not a fun situation.
But that's the thing. I really just like being a happy-go-lucky person. I don't like anybody that pulls me out of my spirit.
Right. If
I have to come down and show you Amber Neal, you don't want to meet her.
The effing Amber Neal.
Amber MF and Neal.
Yeah, MF and Neal. Yeah, there you go.
But that persona is what protected the real me from all the crazy attacks, from all the. I mean, I've gone through lies, slander, games, using, abuse. I mean, it's mind-blowing when you really think about, I've been working in production as a comedian for 11 years. I've been a matchmaker for 16. But it's like, oh my God. I mean, you just listen, all money is not good money. Make sure you are equally yoked in the spirit before you connect with somebody in business. So today's really fun topic we're going to be talking about today is we've got 15 ways to practice self-love. But first, we're going to jump into some cool psychology facts.
Ooh, I like listening to these psychologists spew facts. Because, sometimes, listen, the reason I love Tough Love Tuesday is because when we go into this, I get attacked sometimes, which just tells me there's things that I'm not healed from, which is why I love it, because I learned something new, and look at me, I'm on the damn show.
Well, nobody's attacking him.
No, nobody's attacking me. It's just my inner sabotage. Yeah, exactly. Saying, hello, you need to work on this right here. So, I'm always like, oh, thanks for coming for me. But it's just my spirit saying, you got some work to do. I'm big enough to admit it. I'm big enough to admit that I'm not a perfect person.
I'm not perfect either. But
I still have all my flaws.
That's what I love about our show, though, is that we are so transparent with who we are and what we've gone through, what we're still going through. We have both had to reparent ourselves, go on our self-love journey, and understand that what we learned is not necessarily normal or what we didn't learn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of people are embarrassed to focus on mental health and self-love, but the reality of it is today we're going to talk about 15 tips that are really going to help you, but we're not going to leave it on one area. We're going to talk about your mind, body, and your soul, because you got to really have your whole wellness in check before you can really be your best. I had somebody the other day that came in, they wanted to do a show, and I told them to go get their love life straight first. You witnessed it.
Yeah, I sure did. She was like, you know what? We could do this all day, but quite frankly, you need to get your love life together because it's a hot mess.
It's a distraction. And who you pick in your personal life has everything to do with whether you will be successful or not. They are either your biggest support or your biggest distraction. And when you trust and believe that one part, some of y'all don't want to pray for God to remove enemies in your life because you're scared he's going to take your man or your woman. Sometimes you are sleeping with the damn enemy.
Yeah, you are.
So we're going to keep it real today. And if y'all don't like it, you can write in and we'll use it as bonfire material.
For sure. Because I see a beach in my future maybe this weekend.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would definitely see a beach in my future.
I'm like, I need a bonfire. So I need some things to fuel that fire. So come on, send them in. 281-624-5223. I want to hear it.
Call it to the hotline, guys. What have you had to do to really get past yourself? You are usually your biggest, worst enemy or your biggest success story. But I'm telling you, the partner you choose to pick will completely determine if you are successful or not. Even Warren Buffett said the most important decision you could make will be who you pick as your life partner.
Yeah.
They'll support you and help you get there, or they will take you away from it. In fact, when I went on my self-love journey, I specifically heard God very clearly say to me, if you don't go now on this journey, you will miss your calling to cure the divorce rate. And when I tell you the timing of everything, because of when I left, because of the way it happened, even with COVID, is actually going to be a blessing to grow the business global, which it was going to be a state at a time. But now we are perfectly positioned for a time such as this, launching Married Date July 1st. We have 8 new events on the calendar for July.
Yeah, we're just starting. We're just starting. That's like the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll
have and then we're going to do Teresa Staley, her art gallery. We're going to be putting her art gallery on the calendar for a Saturday coming up in July, second Saturday in July. And we just released the newest singles event, July 22nd.
We're going to be hosting a glow-in-the-dark speeding date event right here at the Boss Up Houston Network. We're also going to be doing what we like to call musical love chairs. So we're going to go and help you get a spark while playing musical chairs.
I think that's so cute because, okay, let me make sure I understand the game right. So you basically, it's like musical chairs. You're walking around, and when music stops, boom, you try to find a chair, right?
Right.
So the person left standing will challenge the person right in front of them with a question you ask them. And then if whoever gets it right will get to keep the chair.
So what they'll do is the chairs will be numbered.
Okay.
Okay. And so what they'll do is they'll go to the hat and they'll pick out a number.
Yeah.
So whoever's sitting in, so that way it's kind of randomized. So you don't get to, you get no option of who you're talking to. And so that way you get to really keep an open mind.
Yeah.
And what they'll do is that specific chair will have a specific question that they have to ask about, like a relationship or something like that, to help break the ice, you know, get to know people. Maybe it'll be like, what's your favorite scary movie to watch? That way, see if they bond over that, or, you know, like something like that. So that way it randomizes the person you talk to. It doesn't make you think about what questions you're going to ask, and it gives you a way to break the ice with everyone.
Love it.
Right? And then, you know, hey, you get to have fun while being competitive, you know, because who doesn't like to see the competitive side?
I know, and, you know, now the speed dating part is going to be really funny because we've been doing, there's a new dating trend that started in 2018, the glow-in-the-dark dating. They've done it once in Houston, and it literally is with the mask. You're literally blindfolded. I think that we should have a little different twist to that. I mean, I think for me, I don't want to sit, me personally, and I think you, I don't want to waste my time sitting there talking to somebody for 5 minutes and then I have zero attraction to them. So we're going to take away the mask part of it because we're just going to make the room pitch black. And we're going to make it glow in the dark where it kind of gives you like a nightclub feel instead of the 2 a.m. when the lights come on feel and you're like, oh God, I'm like under the microscope here. But so we're going to have fun, guys. So but the website is, the event is live.
It is. You can actually find the event on the Amber Neal Show page, or the Boss Up Network page, the DJ Houston page, the Amber Neal page. It's all over social media. Just look up Glow in the Dark Speed Dating, and let me tell you, it's gonna pop up. It's the only event to pop up that's called Glow in the Dark Speed Dating. Everybody else has done In the Dark. Nobody's ever done glow in the dark. I'm so
Nobody's
excited about
done
it.
glow in the
Like,
dark speed dating.
I'm kind of sad that I'm going to be downstairs with the musical chairs because I kind of want to be upstairs with all the glow sticks and going. You know, it's going to be. I think that's going to be a real cute event. Like,
and come hungry. We've got a caterer coming in who is going to be making the most delicious pasta chicken dish I've ever had in my life. It's like a fettuccine alfredo, but it's like yummier.
Look, stop. I'm like,
so
you better stop
good.
talking about food. It's too early in the show to be talking about food.
You get a salad, who's got fruit trays, and the pasta. So your food is included and it's only $49.
$49.
That's amazing. You would pay $45 just to do the speed dating.
Right, so you get 2 events plus food.
Plus food for $49.
Plus, hopefully, a nice little match to take home.
I know, that'll be so cute. I hope we get matches out of it.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will, you know. Oh, and on top of that, we are looking for vendors. You know, if y'all guys have anything you want to bring over, we're looking for a place. We got vendor tickets on sale, too. Same place. And sponsors. If you just want to sponsor, you know, like we got all kinds of things you can sponsor for us for that event. You know, you'll have your logo on the step and repeat. We're gonna have like a cute little red carpet for the people who get matched. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even for the singles, so that way we can feature y'all on our sexy singles someday. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be a cute little event. I'm so excited. Like, I'm getting all giddy thinking about it.
Come sit on our sexy single sofa too, guys. If y'all are single and ready to mingle. The last person that sat on our sexy single sofa is now engaged, so it works. It may not be, and it's one of those things. Like, I have known Shamir for over 10 years, right? And as soon as she sat on the sofa, and because I have to like really focus on that energy, because I'm real ADD distracted. But when I really focused on her and I really paid attention, that's when it happens.
Yeah, you know, you knew exactly what she was looking for. You knew what her partner was looking for, and after all the years of knowing both of them, you were like, this is going to be it right away, you know, and
it's been amazing.
Wrong. It has been.
I mean, and honestly, after being a matchmaker 16 years, it's because it's such a spiritual gift that it's not really me doing it. It's really God using me. So it still even blows, it never gets old, and it blows my mind how amazing it feels when you find 2 people and they fall in love. We even had Colin, Cat TV, that was on our sofa. And I'm not going to announce it, but I hear he's got some good things brewing. So, you know, hey, Colin. You know, I don't want to spill your tea or anything. Shout out to Colin and Christine tuning into the show. We are going to jump into our coolest psychology facts right now. Okay, you ready? Number 1, 2 in 5 women suffer from, and I'm going to try to pronounce this. Okay. Suffer from anuphobia, whatever. The fear of never finding love.
Really?
Yeah. 2 in 5 women suffer from that. The other 3 women don't give a damn.
They're like, I'm an independent woman. If I find a man, I find a man. You know?
Well, don't even say a man. It could just say from finding love.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You find love. I forget.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing. You don't want people to give up and just become a cat lady. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know,
there's somebody for you.
There really is. There really is.
It makes me sad though when people go through so much. Listen, if you're that person and you're probably over 40 and you just keep going through heartbreak, you really got to check yourself, because you're the reason it's happening. You haven't healed. You've probably used a relationship as a Band-Aid. You jump from one to the next. But usually when you keep going through it over and over, especially later in life, instead of getting bitter, become self-aware. That's the problem. I'm telling you, the biggest problem in life is that people are not self-aware enough to appreciate people or respect or handle things right on the jobs. Oh, we got a caller.
Got our first caller.
Matchmaker Hotline.
Oh, look at this. I'm excited. Too bad they didn't call yesterday.
Yes, hold on 1 second.
We were giving away that 7-day resort yesterday.
You are live on the show. She can hear us.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hi.
What's your question for the hotline today?
What's your question today?
Oh, she hung up.
Oh.
Call us back, Christina. I don't know if we had, I see her tuning in. She said, what's the discussion about? Well, call back into the show if you want to talk to us. If you have any kind of relationship question, let us know. All right. 2 in 5 women suffer from the fear of never finding love. You think guys go through that?
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because just yesterday I was explaining this, you know.
Yeah.
Some guys just, guys experience the same heartbreak women experience, you know. They experience the same emotions. We may not show them, we may not ever tell anybody, but we experience the same exact things. And some guys, after a while of getting disappointed with love and getting disappointed with all the women they've been dating, they get tired of looking for love, and that's when they become what women say as consider a womanizer, where they just sleep with different women every night. And, I mean, that's somebody that needs healing. Say what?
You think that's what makes guys womanizers or promiscuous in general, or do you think it's hardwired? Because that's like a question. I've had some guys tell me that monogamy is not natural. A lot of people feel that way.
You know, and I think it's kind of the guy you ask in reality.
Yeah.
Because personally speaking, I mean, I like to be committed to one person. I like to just stay with one person. I don't like group activities. I don't like threesomes. I don't like open relationships. Like,
I don't get open relationships. If you're in an open relationship,
call
into the show, because we really want to talk to you specifically. And we've talked about poly, we've talked about swingers, which I guess is a form of open relationship. But some people what is an open relationship? That's an oxymoron just in itself.
Yeah, you know, because to me, I thought a relationship was being committed to one person, you know, and I don't know, and it kind of depends on who you ask to, because some people say, you know, there's different rules depending on different couples. Yeah. Like, some say it's almost like swinging, like you can't sleep with somebody unless I'm there or give you the permission. Yeah. There's certain parameters you have to follow. Like, some people don't want to know.
Were you ever part of a swinger couple, and then did it work out in your favor, or did it? I've heard both ways, where some swingers are happy in that lifestyle, and then some swingers it led to the affairs, because even though you're not supposed to have sex with other people without them, you do, because you can't control. One thing you can't control is chemistry and biology. Those are the two things we are hardwired. There are things that we are hardwired to do. And so when there's chemistry, though, that's like Pebbles used to say, you can't control when you're going to fall in love. You don't know. Love just happens. And so it's interesting, because you may not mean to do those sort of things, but if you let's say you introduce a third person as a poly, or even a swingers, you introduce a third person. It doesn't always have to be two couples. If you introduce that third person, you're opening the door for the temptation to come, for the potential damage. And I don't want to risk it.
And then so like a lot of people tell me that, you know, having the physical relationship is different than having the emotional relationship. Yeah. But if you're having the physical relationship, what keeps you from having the emotional relationship?
Exactly.
You know what I'm
saying?
Human,
like, that's my point.
Because naturally, when you are physical with somebody like that, most of the time people catch feelings, and if you don't catch feelings, the other person catches feelings. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then there's some people that say you can only do it if you play together. You know, you can't have another partner here unless I'm in the same room, and it's like, how does it keep, like, I don't understand where you still think that's not cheating. Yeah. I mean, just because you're watching it happen?
Have you heard of soul ties? Those are very real things. Everybody that y'all gotta understand, energy is what this is really about, and your spirit, because every time you connect with somebody physically, you're talking about inside your body. That is, you are letting someone penetrate your energy, and you don't know what kind of demons people have on them. You don't know what kind of depression or sadness or dark things that they haven't healed from, especially if they're super promiscuous. They're picking up that soul-tied energy of every person they slept with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I think people go crazy. You got all that energy in your body. Just be careful who you attach to sexually, because there are such things as soul ties, and look into that, and contact the show if you have more questions about that.
Or if you have something to share about that.
Or if you know about that. How did you sever your soul ties?
Right.
I know for me, I literally closed my eyes, I imagined cords, and I literally in my mind severed them so that I'm not tied to anything from my past. You know, but you have to sever them. consciously.
There's a fly flying around my face and it's driving me crazy. I'm like, y'all ever sit there and you're just like, all of a sudden you see a spot and you're like, am I going crazy or is there something there? Half the time I can never tell. I think I am going crazy and then I'm like, okay, there's something there. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, guys. So if you see me going crazy, it's because I'm pretty sure there's a fly flying around in here.
The next coolest psychology fact is that the more you have to wait for something, the more you appreciate it when you get it.
Oh, I mean, you know what? They always say the best things in life are worth waiting for.
Good things come to those who wait.
Right? You know? I mean, listen, if you want to date me, you got to wait. There's a waiting period. Okay? But it's worth it. It's
There's
so
an
worth
application,
it.
there's a waiting period, there's a decision,
There's a background
there's a board
check.
meeting.
Exactly. I got to check with all the other people in
And
here.
then he has to talk to me on top of that. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's true. I think that's why people that were born wealthy have a totally different personality usually than people that are self-made rich. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because when you have to work for it.
I know you saw that. Oh, it's like yesterday when you were messing with me when we were going to the store and you were like, look, it's a plane. No, it's a bird. And I was like, wait, where? I shouldn't be saying this. I'm not easily fooled, guys. I promise.
And unless he's tired. But you know, I agree with that. The more you have to wait for something, the more you appreciate it.
Yes.
I mean, look at sex. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that people try to make people wait for.
Right, exactly. You know, and the people that just don't wait for it and give it up, they don't appreciate it.
And then there's the a-holes that they'll wait the 90 days and then they'll go get it and then they're still going to dump you. I mean, there's no rules to this, guys. That's what we've been trying to say from day one on the show is you have so many date coaches and relationship experts that will tell you there's a specific amount of time when things should happen. Yes, there's truth in the longevity of the longer you wait, but the reality of it is if you connect in your spirit instead of your ego, it's going to be a different connection anyway. But the more you wait, the more you appreciate it. It better be worth it if I wait. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, listen, my analogy to this is from those of you from Texas. No, sitting in line at Whataburger through that drive-through will take you a good 30 minutes, but you know when you get that burger, it's going to be so worth it, okay? I'm just saying, we all know. Oh, always. Which, speaking of food analogies, there's a new show coming to Boss Up.
Yes.
Shout out to Houston City Beach.
What's up?
Aren't they filming their first show today? Or didn't they film their first show today? I know they're starting on a Tuesday. It's either this week or next week. But y'all guys look out for that because Houston City Beat be finding all the coolest spots in Houston. And her whole show is going to be about food. So for all you foodies over there like me.
And you know what's cool about it is Houston City Beat is actually co-hosting the speed dating.
Yes, the speed dating event with us. So, you know, they're sponsoring it too.
Shout out to Lisbeth.
Yeah, shout out to them, man.
And we've got an event coming up, I believe it's August 5th that we're working on with her. Also got a big thing coming out for Houston Phoenix Fire, so we'll be giving more information out about that. But the coolest next psychology tip is that psychology says that when a girl is acting like she don't care about you anymore, that is when she needs you the most. I think I agree 100%.
Okay, you know, honestly, if people were to probably like try to communicate with me when I already feel like my foot's going out the door, they probably could have saved the relationship, you know. But a lot of times, the reason my foot's out the door already is because I feel like I'm not wanted here anymore.
You don't feel heard. You don't feel understood.
I don't feel appreciated.
You don't feel appreciated.
You know, and so if that's the case, then I'm gonna go ahead and leave because I'm not gonna stick around anywhere.
But it's true that when I don't remember the study, but I remember seeing a study that said like it was 70 to 80% of women use silence to express pain. So if a woman is acting like she don't care and you're getting the silent treatment, because most women are guilty of the opposite. Most women are guilty of nagging. You know what I'm saying? Most women will, you know, because we're emotional and we get caught up in our emotions and we're always talking to you about things you don't want to hear probably. But the reality of it is when a woman gets quiet, that is when she's trying to express pain. So trust me, when she's acting like she don't care about you, that's when she needs you the most. Do you think guys use silence as a form of pain?
Yes and no, because I think a lot of guys are silent no matter what because they're too afraid to show emotion or anything.
Yeah.
So a lot of times they are silent, but I really feel like when they stop showing interest, not silence, stop showing interest in doing anything daily. Even when it comes to sitting there watching TV with you, that's when I feel like they need you the most, because that's the way guys show that they care. You know, that most of the time, like, since they aren't allowed to talk about their emotions and their feelings, they show you by wanting to spend time with you, by being there, showing, you know, the interest in things that they may not even like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they can't show feelings.
Yeah. But the reality of it is, guys, we've got to normalize men having emotions, men going through the same things. Men experience everything identical. They have emotions just like we do. We've got to stop shaming guys for having emotions, because that is actually a very normal thing.
It is.
In fact, the stress level, if men could articulate, I've been through domestic violence, and I think about as a woman that's been through that, I wonder if society would have been a little bit different with men, and he would have been able to express his emotions or sought mental health. But there's even a stigma on getting mental health treatment.
I mean, there is.
So what
it's
outlet's
sad.
he going to have? I mean, we're not going to justify it, but I just wonder how much less we would have of domestic violence if men were able to articulate emotions.
So something that I can say is it is starting to get a little bit better, because I have noticed with the younger generations that guys are more in touch with their feminine traits, you know, so they express their feelings more. I mean, in reality, women love guys who have the feminine side, who tap into that. That's why I don't understand why it's not okay for men to show their emotions.
Yeah.
Women eat it up. You know what I'm saying?
That's the crazy part. Said who?
Right? Like, who said we're not allowed to have, like, who, when did this become the normal? But I'm glad that these younger generations are breaking that wall and starting anew. You know, they're literally changing the way for all these younger generations. I cannot tell you, back when I was growing up, it was so easy to tell when there was somebody in the family, when there was another gay guy in the room. It was so hard to sit there and be like, okay, for a gay guy, it was easy for us to tell. For the rest of society, it was hard. Now, I have trouble when I walk into a room telling who's gay and who's straight, because these guys are so in touch with their feelings now.
Fashion too.
Oh yeah, and fashion. You know, men have finally
been
in touch with their fashion side, which is amazing. So, you know, that's why I'm loving this younger generation knocking down those walls and showing, like, you know, something that I watch constantly is, you know, RuPaul's Drag Race, because they constantly knock down new walls all the time. They've actually been touching new audiences where there's a bunch of straight people that are coming onto the show, a bunch of straight guys, big, like, athletes and stuff, football players that are coming and they're dressing in drag to show. It's just an outfit. Who cares? You know, like, it's clothes. I'm still a man. I still do manly things. I still have a wife and kids, but it's fun.
Interesting how, I mean, when you think about society, the key word to all of this is society says. God, if you go back through the generations, you go centuries, society said, look at how much society, 1980, we had Twiggy, the model. Her butt was as flat as that door. And if you had anything, if your butt was as flat as a door and you were at about 90 pounds, you were fat. I mean, I don't care if you had curves back in the generation when Twiggy was the model, you had a big, I can remember growing up, and I remember especially the white women would be, oh my God, my butt's so big. And I'm like, you're like a size 4. What are you talking about? But now, thanks to the Kardashians, they have made, I'm in season now, okay? You know, having a big old booty is in season. I got like a hair on me, or maybe it's a fly.
I've seen, I had to do it.
But
I'm telling you that. Look, the fly was in here, okay?
Your season will come around. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, look, the whole, the fat girl season, you know, when PHAT, remember, they changed it and said, you know what? Call us fat all you want, honey. We are going to take it as PHAT. Remember? You remember that movement for big girls. And then, and right now, what was just last year, the whole season was thick girls, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on, look at DJ Cho's. Thick. You know what I'm saying? So there is a season for everybody. I know right now, I'm a big boy, but I know I'm in season.
I know it's a season.
I got
gotta watch
applications coming up like this high right now.
And that's honestly, even as a comedian, I've said that. I'm like, you know, when I'm going to lose weight is when it stops me from getting the I want. Okay, there's plenty of applications. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't stop thinking, oh, I'll try to meet somebody when I lose weight or I gain weight or I get the perfect job or I fix my hair or I do this. Dude, I get more play looking thrown off with no makeup, hair pulled back in a bun going to Walmart than I ever did at a club.
Right.
Because the more attractive you are, the more intimidating you are. The more you look like yourself, they're going to see that person anyway. I'm not recommending that you look at a Walmart bum every 5 minutes, but I'm just saying, don't
At one
be
point, yeah. I mean,
scared.
just like with the girls that wake up and they have to sneak and wake up before and do their makeup and stuff, and I'm like,
no freaking way, dude.
Man,
no way.
They're going at one point or another. They're gonna catch you sleep. They're gonna wake up to go pee and catch you sleeping, and you ain't gonna have no makeup on.
Your mouth's gonna be wide open, snoring at the sex.
Your eyelash hanging off. Like, don't play me.
If the sex was good and your eyelash ain't hanging off, you probably need a new lover anyway. Okay, there's rules to this. So, but you know, the next really fun psychology tip is that 75% of girls with low self-esteem report in engaging in negative activities like cutting, bullying, smoking, drinking, and eating. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
I don't know how you guys, Generation Z, even the millennials, you guys have had it so brutal growing up in a world of social media. Back when I was coming up, we didn't have social media. We didn't have internet.
If somebody had something ugly to say,
have phones.
Yeah, if somebody had something ugly to say, they had to say it to your face, so you could just you could just make them lose a tooth. You know what I'm saying?
They would text you 7,
not even
3.
Hold up.
Hello.
Text message. Even then, like text message was still more towards later on, and like the two, like even the 90s, we didn't text that much. You know what I'm saying? Like if people had something to say, you got 3-wayed in. You got 3-wayed in, so that way you could hear the other person talking trash on the other line while you sat there on mute.
Remember that?
We're showing our age.
You just taking me back. That is so funny.
Sitting there, literally, I'm like, hold on. I'm gonna call this bitch. She's gonna sit there and talk shit. She's gonna talk about you. Exactly. And I'm sitting there on mute the whole time, and then I just can't take it no more. What did you say about me? That's how you had to do it back then, So it was harder to bully people because you had to physically be there to bully them, and a lot of people, didn't take it.
Everybody's internet gangsters now.
Exactly. Now everybody.
You can't fight worth a damn.
You can't.
Everybody wants to shoot now because they can't fight. It's just crazy. The social media back in the day was everybody on the street corner on their bicycle, and the lights come on, and everybody went. I mean, it's just so. Technology is great, and it's really advantageous in business. But if you guys, if you're young, if you're a teenager, if you're in college, you're watching this, and you are going through any kind of bullying, cutting, hurting yourself in any kind of way, please reach out to the show because we have so many resources that we can connect you with to get you help. You don't have to suffer from all those things, and until you heal, you're going to. Depression is a chemical imbalance. 80% of Americans are on something for some kind of depression, anxiety, whatever, right? When you understand there's no shame in it, it's just a chemical imbalance that most people are doing something to treat it. You have a responsibility to yourself to go take care of yourself in that way, because if you don't get on the right medicine that can help you with your chemical imbalance, that's where the self-medicating comes in, to where you're getting to a place of you're literally just trying to get out of your head.
Right, exactly. That's why when people get so ashamed about talking about depression or, mental health, period, I think it's sad because in reality, it is a disease, just like it's a sickness, just like a headache. And there's medicine that can help fix it. You can either live with the headache and never ever have anybody in your life while you have this headache, because nobody wants to talk to anybody when their head's pounding. They don't want to be around anybody when their head's pounding.
Exactly.
Or you can sit there and take the medicine you need, this one little pill, to help make you feel a little bit better.
It's okay. There's no shame in it.
There really isn't. We've all had bad days. We've all had bad times. But there's help.
You'll be so much more productive if you just get help for yourself. So, again, if you need any help with any kind of, you're going through anything, we've got the resources. Hit us up.
And even if you don't want to hit us up, there's 800 numbers you can call. There's suicide hotlines. There is even a free therapy line you can call for people who can't afford to go through a therapist or a counselor. That's amazing. They can schedule. I think they do like once a week appointments, and it's free. They do them by phone. You just call, you check in, So there are resources, And sometimes I know you just need somebody to talk to. Yes. And sometimes it's scary, exactly, without judgment, because I know it's scary to try to talk to your friends about it because you're afraid you're going to get judged. So call, and most of the time they're completely anonymous. They're okay with not knowing who you are. Exactly. They just know that sometimes you just need an ear and don't want to say who you are, and they're there for you. They're there for that ear.
I'm going to call you with my number blocked and get you to talk to me. Number 5, guys. These are really cool psychology facts. Number 5 is that consistency is harder when no one is clapping for you. You must clap for yourself during those times. You should always be your biggest fan. I've had people tell me, you're doing too much. You can't do all that. Who do you think you are? When are you going to get a real job? When are you going to stop doing this? I mean, wow. Because, it's so funny because even most professional comedians that are household names took 20 years to become a household name, to 30 years, right? Yeah. But they don't understand that and all of a sudden you've been working 15 years and all of a sudden you're overnight success.
Yeah, they think that, but nobody, because they've never seen you do all the work that it took you to get there. Mm-hmm. And I want to say this right here. This to me is like huge when it comes to entrepreneurs because we are the only ones to tell us if we're doing bad, to keep us going good, Mm-hmm. I know it's hard because we have to be our biggest critic because we're the only ones to tell ourselves, and sometimes we're way too hard on ourselves. Mm-hmm. I know I'm hard on myself. I am so hard on myself. It's ridiculous. People are like, why did you change what you were doing? You were doing it so perfect. And I'm like, no, I wasn't. It was garbage, and it wasn't. It was just me being hard. But sometimes I feel like if I'm not hard on myself, who's gonna be hard on me?
I mean, you got to be self-aware enough to know that it's. So you got to be able to be self-aware and not take it personal and realize it's okay to evaluate where you are in the journey and ask yourself, could I be doing something different?
Yeah.
Could I be doing it better? It's okay to want to be better.
There's
you know what I
mean?
And I've always been that kind of person that 2 things I've said, you don't have to tell me anything I'm doing wrong. I've already beat myself up.
Exactly.
And number 2, my theme song in life is, I want this on my headstone. I'm consistent about being consistent. Yeah. That part. That's who I am, because how I do one thing is how I do everything. And it's literally one of those things where when you leave this world, how do people think about you? Were you a dependable person? Were you a real person? Were you a go-getter? Did you believe in your dreams? Did you motivate other people? Or was it just all about you? So I think it's really important that you understand that it's not about clapping for yourself to a point of making yourself egotistical, but it is about making yourself confident that no matter what people say to you, no matter how much they doubt you, you don't lose your footing.
Exactly.
All right.
You have to keep that mindset. You have to keep going.
I like this last this is another really fun, cool psychology tip here. Number 6, girls do not like to compare them with any other girl. Oh my God, I've said this so much. Okay,
can we just scratch that though and say girl, because a lot of people don't like to be compared to other people.
No, I hate when people say all women are this or all women are that or all. That's
all
like saying,
men are this or
dogs,
exactly.
All men are players.
We're not.
That's
y'all
they're not.
Aren't,
and we're not either.
And the
Don't
number one thing you should never compare anybody to is your ex.
Yes, or your mama, because I'll roast her. But that's the whole thing.
I'm a roaster. Yo, mama.
Yeah, Mom, we're having roast at you. But I don't like to be compared to somebody else. I feel like I'm unique. You're unique. We have our own freaking thumbprint.
Exactly.
Why would you put us in a group? Oh, all women. No, not all women. The women you've dealt with. I had somebody tell me, he's like, yeah, I don't believe in monogamy and nobody does that. I'm like, well, your world. In your world. if all you're talking about is your perception, then have you really been around the world? Have you really studied relationships to a point that you can literally say with confidence that people don't believe in monogamy anymore? That's a damn lie. That is such a lie. That's a hype, man. I'm telling y'all. That is not true. But so fellas, stop comparing us to other women because we don't like that.
Right.
All right, next one. Sometimes you just need to distance yourself from people. If they care, they will notice. If they don't, you'll know where you stand with them.
Do you know how many times I've done this in my life where I've just stopped talking to everyone to see who reaches out?
Yeah.
Because to me, because I always reach out if I notice my friends aren't talking to me.
Yeah, I do too.
Especially if we go from having conversations every single day to having zero. I mean, I'm going to say, hey, are you okay? What's going on? And I'll do the same. I'll just stop talking to people to see who's going to reach out. And the people who don't reach out, I won't hear from them again until they decide a year later, hey, long time no talk. How have you been? No response.
And that's the thing. Here's the other side of that too, though. Is sometimes people are going through things. So before you take it personal, just check in and ask, are you okay?
Exactly. I mean, how hard is it to say, are you okay? I mean, if they stop texting you, it's usually because either they're not okay or they really just got extremely busy. Stuff happens.
I was very impressed and took notice of who contacted me during COVID when we were in lockdown. Right. I noticed that. I just noticed, I'm like, wow, that takes an extra special effort, especially when you're not out doing business, you're not trying to contact, you're not running into them, but to be on their mind, that's really amazing. So definitely, I hate when I do that. I just knocked my phone over and then lost my place here. Okay, here we go. Let me go back on this so I can see the comments. If you guys want to call into the hotline today, it's open, 281-624-5223. The phone lines are open. We're ready to take your call. Let's see. Martin, is the phone line, is it open? I don't know if you can hear me. Martin. Okay.
All right. Well, the phone lines are open. You just get a call and I'll answer it.
Yeah. Is the phone line open?
Yes.
I think the phone actually has to be open for it to work.
Oh, no, it's not open. No.
Okay. All right. 8534. Sometimes you just need to distance yourself from those people. I don't like to recommend to play games with people, but at the same time, a little distance will always show. If you're always making the first effort,
exactly.
People you want to do that with.
Listen, as I tell everyone, every relationship in this world, whether it's a friendship, a business partnership, whatever it is, it's a two-way street. Mm-hmm. If you're the one always driving, if you're the one always navigating, if you're the one always having to do everything, then
that's one-sided.
Exactly. I drop people. I explain this all the time. I tell them one time, this is a two-way street. Without it, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to text me, because you say, "Will you stop texting me?" Yes, I did. Did you text me throughout that time? No, you didn't.
That's right.
Why do I got to be the first person to text you every morning to say, "Hey"?
Be self-aware enough to know that you're in a one-sided relationship. And lastly, the last cool psychology trick or tip is people don't always need advice. Sometimes what they need is a hand to hold, an ear to listen, and a heart to understand them. I really do believe that is probably when people get the most frustrated in relationships, is when they don't feel understood. It's like I only know English. That's what I've said. I only know English. I don't know any other language to try to articulate this to you. And it's like people, but sometimes people don't want to understand because they don't want to understand. Or they want to have a conflict because they want to have a conflict. So just keep in mind that people do what they want to do and people do what you let them as you navigate through life. And it's really interesting because there are some things that you can't control about somebody. We're going to talk about those coming up in the next hour. But for now, let's go ahead and jump into our topic, 15 ways to practice self-love. Okay, let's start with the mind. We got 5 tips for your mind for self-love. Number 1, ooh, you're going to like this one.
Number 1, write yourself a love letter.
Ooh, I'm going to start mine off with, you sexy.
You sexy thing. You sexy thing.
How you doing?
Do you believe in miracles?
I'm so serious. Like, write yourself a love letter. Like, guys, it's kind of the opposite. Is I know DJ Houston and I are super hard on ourselves. We're overachievers. We definitely work really hard. But the thing is that you got to sit down and give yourself the balance. That's the key word for today. Today's word is balance, because it really is about balance. You can work yourself into an early grave.
Right. I mean, you know, I tell everybody all the time, why, especially workaholics, why?
Mm-hmm.
When you die, you're not going to be able to take that money with you. You're not. Take some time for yourself. Go have a darn vacation. I mean, as much as I love money, I will turn down a job in order to take a vacation.
Yeah.
Because I have to sometimes. I really have to. I try to give myself every 3 to 6 months of vacation. At least a weekend long.
Yeah.
So that get out and do something. Go somewhere. So that, because you got to keep your mind at peace. You know, if all you ever have on your mind is work, you're gonna grow gray hair so fast it's not even funny.
So we're gonna do a little exercise today. DJ Houston didn't know I was gonna do it,
Oh,
so we
great.
kind of how I am. I just like to pop it.
I'm gonna do some jumping jacks.
Okay. So number 2, I'm gonna get you to do it for them. Okay. Because it should be so easy to do this. Okay. It's easy.
Okay.
Number 2 we're working on the mind for self-love tricks. Number 2, we're gonna get you to do number 2. Make a list out loud of the 10 things that you are most grateful for right now. Go.
I am grateful for Amber Neal.
Ooh,
I am
yes.
grateful for Boss Up Network.
Oh.
Anything that has to do with Amber Neal Productions or any of her names, okay? I am grateful for my roommate because, you know, without him, he's been a rock through all of my business ventures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful for my mentor, DJ Athens. She's made DJ Houston, you know. What am I at, 5 now? I'm grateful for life.
Amen.
I'm grateful for life.
You get to experience it.
I'm grateful for my car. I'm grateful for the fact that I have a roof over my head.
Amen.
Grateful that I had food in my stomach this morning.
Amen.
And I'm grateful that I'm going to have food in my stomach after this show.
Now that's hilarious when 2 of the 10 are food
you
related.
see, hey, she put me on the spot, and listen, y'all know I like food. So, okay, so Amber, I'm like, I'll put you on the spot so you watch. Come
Bring it.
10, let's go.
Okay, I'm grateful for God being in the center of my life, because without God, I would be a heathen. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, I'm grateful that my children are happy, productive members of society, and they're happy people. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
We're not always, sometimes we go through sadness, we go through things, but their heart, I'm grateful to have 2 kids that have hearts pure as gold. I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful for all of the setbacks. I'm grateful for the setbacks.
Yeah.
Nobody ever makes it. Let failure be normalized as part of your success. You're never going to make it to the top without that. So I'm definitely grateful for the setbacks. I'm grateful for my grandmother, rest in peace. I'm grateful for my father, rest in peace. I'm grateful for my mother, my sisters. That's kind of like I guess I could just say my family.
Yeah, let's say your family. So let's knock down 3 of those.
Yeah,
let's say
so
family.
just family.
So we're at 5.
But I'm grateful for being able to help people find love. I'm really grateful that God decided to make me Cupid. So that's really cute.
Number 7.
I'm grateful for being cared. I'm just so grateful for having enough. You know, my grandma used to say, count your blessings, name them one by one. And that's where I'm really, really trying to get to that point where I stay in an attitude of gratitude. I'm grateful for a person I can't name.
Okay.
I'm also grateful for my strategic partners and colleagues. What is that, number 10?
We got one more.
And I'm grateful that God made me gorgeous.
Look at her.
And funny. But all right.
I'm glad he gave her a sense of humor. Okay.
Yes, and goes back to our being able to keep motivating our damn self, right?
I mean, it's a fact, and I love how you said the setbacks, because in reality, the setbacks are what brought me to where I am today.
Yeah.
Like because I learned all the hard lessons. I'm not going to make those mistakes twice.
Exactly.
I've pushed myself harder. Every time somebody's said I failed, I had to make it a personal mission to show them that they were wrong.
Well, it's funny you say that because I really believe that even though we get aggravated with those things that happen, but at the same time, nothing happens by mistake. God knows what puts a fire.
Exactly. So He knows that
you wouldn't have had that fire if you wouldn't have been. You know
exactly, and He knows us as entrepreneurs, the biggest thing that's going to light a fuel under our butts is saying, exactly. You tell me I can't do it, and I'm going to do it 10 times better. Like, I always do it to 100. So, you know, I'm going to give you 300. Like, I will show you I can do it.
Exactly. I love it. You're going to like the next one.
Buy yourself chocolate or flowers.
Chocolate flowers.
So I don't buy myself chocolate or flowers, but I do buy myself something special every week. You know?
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Exactly. I won't say what it is, but I do buy myself something special every week because I'm always like, especially since, you know, my business is still fairly new. You know what I'm saying? Any business under 10 years is a fairly new business. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They barely start seeing profits after 5. Let's face it. So my business is still fairly new. So I'm not a rich person yet. You know what I'm saying? But I do have enough to survive. I'm very grateful for everything that I have. You know, I'm not a material person, so I don't need extra stuff. But some months I barely have enough for those bills, and I'm like, but you know what? Screw it. I'm still going to buy myself something special because I have to. What's the point of working so hard if I can't treat myself every now and then?
And don't wait until, and that's one thing I do like about the millennial generation. Our generation, Generation X, and before, baby boomers was work yourself to a 65-year-old death.
And then go
but who's to say COVID should taught you the lesson? Tomorrow's not guaranteed.
Exactly. And
we're not saying be irresponsible.
Right, exactly. You know, I make sure my bills are paid and stuff.
Plan for tomorrow, but live for today.
Exactly. I mean, I have to, that's why I love the job that I have because I do get to, my job requires me to travel a lot, you know? So I get to work and enjoy what I do while traveling and seeing things. I only get one life, so I want to be able to live it to my fullest every day, you know? Don't get me wrong, we all got to work to make money, unfortunately. Yeah. You know, that's the world we live in, where money rules all, but it doesn't mean money's got to rule you.
If today was your last day on earth, is this how you wanted to spend it? Call people and tell them you love them right now. I watched a really good movie, I know it was a Netflix movie. I normally don't even watch TV, but like this weekend I had time to watch a movie. And it was I think it was called Two Hearts or something like that. But it showed both sides of the donor system. How when you donate your organs, and it showed how one person lost his life. But the story was written from the 19-year-old perspective that passed away. But it also showed the life of one of his recipients. Because he gave his eyes, all his organs basically at 19 were healthy. And the one guy needed a new lung. And it literally saved his life. Because when he was 19, he collapsed on the field with a degenerative heart or lung disease. That by the time he was like 30, it was time he had to have a new lung, you know. And then this other kid lost his life. And when the family came to meet the guy that got their son's lung, I remember the girlfriend. They were in college. The girlfriend came and laid her head on the guy's chest to hear him breathe. You see what I'm saying? But it's deep. So I'm just saying that there's always two sides to every story. And what you're going through right now probably ain't that bad compared to what other people are going through right now. Right. Be grateful that you can see. Be grateful that you can walk or you can drive or whatever it is. Just, I mean, it sounds crazy, but be grateful for the little things.
Right, exactly. You know, be grateful that you woke up today. Seriously.
Be grateful you were born. I mean, honestly, God did not have to make you.
Truth.
It's true.
Know? I mean, there it is again. Be grateful that you didn't run. Be grateful you got caught at that red light so that way you didn't get hit by the car that just ran it.
That's how I used to be really road rage, and I mean, like really worse than I am. Now I'm really starting to argue. Now that I've gotten older, so I've lived long enough to really see God's orchestration and timing of everything. Mm-hmm. And those things that you don't get are truly God's protection. Because if you would have went, me and my sisters and I were on a road trip with all of our kids in the car when they were real little, and we were doing like a 5-hour trip. No, we were coming from Jacksonville, Florida to Texas, like 16-hour trip. And right around Mississippi, it started raining really hard, and the kids were like, we're hungry. So we pulled over, stopped at Dairy Queen, got some food. You know, we love Dairy Queen. Had to get some blizzards, and Dairy Queen, if y'all want to sponsor us, let me know. Stopped at Dairy Queen to get some blizzards, and literally, so the rain was so hard, I don't know how anybody could drive through it. Well, an hour later, after we ate, we got back on the interstate, and there was like a 20-car pileup, literally within 1 mile of where, if we would have exited right there,
man.
That right at the, it gives me chills. There was a 20-car pileup. I don't know how many people died for that.
You know what's crazy is like there was a time when I was in Walmart and I was at the back of the store, the electronics, and goodness gracious, I was losing my patience because you know how hard it is to get a Walmart employee to do anything, to find one, and then to get them to do anything.
Target, we want you to sponsor us, okay?
Right. So I was back there and I was having to deal with this. I was back there, literally should have only been back there for like 5 seconds. I knew exactly what I was getting. I knew where it was. Problem was it was locked in a cage and I had to have an employee to unlock it. So I'm over here looking and looking. Mind you, so while the whole time I'm back there, the front of the store, I didn't even know, the front of the store is getting robbed.
What?
And I was like, dang, would you imagine? Because if I would have been up there, like, I would have probably been one of those hotheads, like, psh. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the places I can't imagine getting robbed because it's so busy.
But here's the thing is that, they have so many protocols for this. Like I said, I was in the back of the store, didn't even know because, you hear some of the announcements over the thing, but they use code names, things like that you legitimately, like, you could have gone about your shopping in the back of the store, would have never even known that they were robbed. Like,
were they robbing the bank in the Walmart?
No, they were robbing the customer service where they keep all the money at. Yeah.
They wanted to return those.
They were like, I don't have my receipt. Now take it back.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
I know, because I've always wondered the same thing. I'm like, how would you get away with robbing a Walmart? There's so many registers. There's so many things, like, and most of the time, those registers only carry like $100 a piece and just smaller bills, So, which is why Walmart won't give you change. But so I always wondered, like, how would somebody orchestrate this? And I guess, they do have to have an office where they keep the money. It's clearly, every big business, you know what I'm saying? So I guess if you know their ins and outs, you know exactly where to go. My idea would go, I'm going to the jewelry department and I'm wiping out the jewelry, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. They got better jewelry at the pawn shop.
This is true. The stuff at Walmart is going to make me green.
I'm telling you, everything I've ever got from the jewelry-wise has broke. Really, like our turn green.
Walmart, you got something to say, you can give us a call, 281-624-5223, because I ain't scared to tell you your problem. It's just, so you got to be grateful for those little things. You really do. I used to be like you said, I would get those road rage when I'd be stuck behind a slow person, catch the red light, waiting on idiots at Walmart. But then I started realizing, like, gosh, maybe it's God trying to save me, like, from something. Exactly. My friend told me this a few years back, like she actually went and some guy had cut her off, and she ended up getting stuck at the red light. And the truck that cut her off caught the yellow light, went through, and got hit by an 18-wheeler. And she's like, that would have been me. She's like, because I don't stop at yellow lights. She's like, I speed up at yellow lights. So she's like, it's just God protecting me is what it is. And I was like, when you put it like that, nobody thinks about it like that.
That applies to relationships. When God removes somebody out of your life, be grateful, man. You never know when you dodged a bullet.
Amen.
It's true, because 70% of women that escape domestic violence get killed after they leave. So it's very important that if you're going through those kind of situations, you take that very seriously and listen to your spirit and your discernment when God tells you to move around. Number 4, we're talking about your mind. We're talking about some ways that we can practice self-love, and we're addressing the mind first. Number 4 is reread your favorite book. I find that I could watch a movie and I'll catch stuff, and the second time I noticed it more than I did the first time, right?
Right.
Reread your second book. That takes a lot of time, so maybe you need to just get with the audio on that. But number 5, create a vision board of your dreams. And this right here, I have to say, is absolutely correct. You got, they always say you got to write your goals down. And
I agree, you do. You have to write your goals down because if you don't see it every day, then you're going to forget to work on it.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to write it down. You got to have a vision board. I have 3 whiteboards at my house. I have one upstairs in my bedroom. I have 2 downstairs in my living room. And all of them have something different on there. Like one of the small one in my living room is my grocery list or my list for the store. My big one in my living room, which is where my home office used to be before, you know, I got my awesome new office here. Has had all my goals and visions for my business, you know, or even just my random ideas. And the one in my bed, that's the one for when I wake up in the middle of the night and get those crazy ideas.
That's the most important one to have, I think, is like a notepad or something, because my whiteboard is right by my bed too. So as soon as I wake, it's like, okay, because I know you're going to forget it, especially if you're sleepy. Sometimes you get the best ideas in your sleep.
Yeah, no, I really do. You know, it's crazy because like I'll think about it all day and then I go to sleep and my mind's like, I got the solution. And I'm like, why couldn't you give me the solution when I was awake? Thank you very much. But I think that's that creative artist mind, you know, like it just, we never know when to shut it off. And that's why I tell everyone who ever tries to date me or be a friend with me, like I never ever stop working, even when I'm on vacation, because as an artist, like my brain goes. And if I got an idea right there, exactly. Yeah. If I got an idea while I'm sitting on the beach drinking a margarita, you better believe I am going to text or call or do whatever I got to do right then and there to put that idea into motion if it's a good idea.
That's right. That's right. Procrastinators, listen to me. Procrastination is one of the worst traits you can have as an entrepreneur.
Right.
Anyone in business in general, procrastination will kill your dreams.
It really will, because, you know, there's always tomorrow.
There's always tomorrow. Is there?
Until there's not tomorrow.
Yeah. So, you know, I the one thing that I can tell you, fear is one of the strongest emotions people deal with, right? But, you know, I really have watched so many people in my family and people I know that are now the baby boomers that are in their 70s and older. And I've seen so many people die bitter and mad at the world and mad at God. Just mad in general because they didn't get their bucket list out. They were scared to love, so they didn't try. They were scared to jump for their dreams, so they didn't try. They were scared that they were going to get told that they can't sing, act, dance, perform, so they don't try. Because it's safer to keep things as a fantasy than it is to jump into the real world and feel the rejection.
Right.
But that's okay. That doesn't mean that it's not ever a no. That just means not right now.
Exactly.
That means go back and work on, take the movie 8 Mile, for example. When he went in there, when
8 Mile.
When Eminem was battling, and how many of those battles did he lose before he came in and figured out, you know what, I'm going to take everything away from you.
I'm sorry, anything after you said after 8 Mile,
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I can take you so serious. And, you know, the reason being is because, like, me and you, we get a lot of crap sometimes because, like, we are very cultured people. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, being white people in a Black community especially, because, you know, that is our people, we can't listen to Eminem because people dog on Eminem for being white and trying to be the black white guy. You know what I'm saying? Which I hate those stereotypes like that. Like, I hate when people put labels like that.
I could care less.
A rapper is a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I don't care the color of their skin. You don't got to be black to rap. You don't got to be white to rap. You don't got to be white to do country. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people who break that. But so every time you hear Eminem, like, I always, because like as a DJ, you know, like I love Eminem. I've always loved Eminem because his flow is sickening. Anyone who's ever come up against him has been
It's kind
slick.
of funny because, I mean, he's been called the greatest of all time.
He has, but people still dog on him for being the white boy.
And they're going to dog on you for wearing the wrong shoes. Or
exactly.
For wearing the wrong color.
So I always, you know, like when I get...
Damn, you dog on me.
Right, so every time I bring up Eminem, they always look at me like, oh, of course you're the white boy, so, you know, white boy's gonna...
And
I'm always like, nah, it has nothing to do with that. I listen to Megan Thee Stallion just as much as I listen to Eminem. If you got good music, you got good music. So I'm glad, you know, I'm just glad that I'm the only person in the world who can refer to Eminem. And, you know, because, I mean, Eminem is a staple of the rap community. I don't care what anybody says. You can fight me with that. But he laid ground for so many people in the rap community.
Just because and this is one question we had, you can be pro-women, just like you can be pro-black, without being black or without being a woman. It doesn't mean you have to be. I can talent is talent.
Amen.
And anybody can say what they want. It has, for me, it has nothing to do with the fact that
It
him
has-
is white.
Exactly.
It has to do with equality, that he should not be
dismissed
because
he's
white.
white. Exactly.
That's like saying white men can't jump. They can't play ball either. It's just the stereotypes
We
are
need
out
to
there
stop
on
it.
both sides, but it's ridiculous because at the end of the day, we all bleed red, we all spit
Thank
green, we all have emotions, and your opinion's like an asshole, and yours probably stinks. And I don't give a damn what you think. I really I don't. I have been harassed for 30 years, having biracial kids, living in this, being in both cultures. I get hate on both sides. The white people don't like it. The black people don't like it.
Right.
I get hate.
Exactly.
I get, but then there's strife within each race in itself.
And there really is. Just like
Certain white people don't like certain white people.
it was so
Certain
funny,
white people don't like certain white people.
we have the same background where we both grew up in small towns, racist
Yeah.
small towns
very
and all
racist.
things. And I used to love how there used to be this black girl that used to try to call me racist all the time. And I was like, first off, like, I've never done anything racist. I've never, like, almost all of my friends are black, which doesn't even matter because they're just people. But I like how funny when I told her, I was like, you're actually the racist one. You're the one that walks around calling people the N-word. You're the one that sits there and talks about how black people should do this and black people, like, why is it only black people should do this and black people should do that? Why is it people should do this and people should do that? I said, you're the racist. And when she had told me, she's like, black people can't be racist. And I was like, so you don't think that because you're black, you can't be racist against black people? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, So, and that's why I feel like, we have to use our platform to educate people, because people, in reality, I can't blame her for her thinking that because she was never taught that racism is something that can happen inside of your own race. Like, it's ridiculous. And it doesn't even have to be about racism. Sexism happens within your own sexes, gender, same thing, like everything, being gay,
Even
like
in politics.
gays, exactly.
Certain Republicans can't deal with other Republicans, Democrat.
So,
at the end of the day, people are going to find reasons to not like
exactly,
you.
And that's why we got to educate people, if you run across a racist, I don't ever say to stoop to their level. I say to educate them. Let them know they're being a racist.
I remember when I was in high school, I was the first, my friend and I were the first people to openly interracial date in a little hillbilly town that was very racist. And I remember my boyfriend's mom calling me at my job saying, "You're going to get my son killed." And and honestly, just ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, really.
I really was so not understanding racism because I didn't look at it like that. So I really never understood people that did. But when you really think about that's really deep, that a mother has to worry about their son who they love because of their skin color.
I mean, look,
wow.
it's ridiculous because as a gay man, it's ridiculous that I can't even say that half the time. I can't even say that I love somebody because I am gay. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous.
I lost countless jobs because I was interracial back in the like early 90s. My ex-husband was black, and I remember I went to an office party, and he went as the Crow, Bruce Lee's son. Okay. Brandon Lee. So he went as the Crow, and I remember that was a Saturday, and then when we came back, I got fired Monday. I also got fired. So before that, the guy I was with in college, his back at the time I worked at an insurance company, a real big insurance company, and my coworker, my boyfriend at the time, and I went over to her house, and it was a black lady, and we thought, okay, we're cool, we're friends. Well, the black lady that I was friends with knew that our boss was racist as hell. She knew. I mean, she knew. There was no guessing that she was racist. So she thought it was funny. We came back to work Monday. We were all in the break room eating lunch, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Amber So came over and he set his big black ass on my couch." I got fired the next day.
Wow.
I mean, so it's just be careful who you trust.
Amen. With
things like that, because there are still a lot of people. And I remember I didn't even put a picture of my husband on my desk at my new job at all because
you didn't want to
I don't want to get fired again.
Yeah.
I got tired of getting fired because of who I was with. And I remember when I was pregnant with my daughter, who was biracial, this racist idiot came in, and my daughter gets in the summer the kids get a lot darker, right? And so it's funny because I had a picture of her up, and this ignorant white guy comes up to me, and he's like, "Oh," he's like, "Wow, your baby has such a great tan." Really? Yeah, because I take my baby to the pool, and we go sunbathe together when she's 6 months old. What an idiot. But anyway, well, I digress. My point is there's racism,
there's hate,
and everybody. Either you like Eminem or you don't.
Amen.
Either you like Elvis or you don't. I mean, who cares? I mean, there's even been stuff come out now about how much he was racist back in the day, Elvis. I mean, so everybody's got opinions. Here's this, and we're gonna move on to the next thing. Is at the end of the day, in 100 years from now, nobody will. I mean, even if you are a living legacy, Michael Jackson, Prince, Madonna, Janet Jackson, name a few, right? Elvis. Those are top 5. Within 100 years from now, nobody is going to be talking about any of them. Why? Because in 100 now, do you give a damn about what somebody did in 1850?
True.
Most of us even 1950?
I'm like, most of us fall asleep during history class. So
even though I made 100. But you know, the thing is that I like this meme I came across that said, I will remove myself before I allow anger to consume me. I like to love. I like to be happy. So if I got to distance myself to keep things that way, I will. So, all right, guys, let's jump into the body.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? And trust me, maybe it's not drinking. Maybe it's not alcohol. Maybe you like to eat. Maybe you like to overachieve at work. There are things, maybe relationships are your drug. It doesn't have to be liquor.
I mean, right.
It can be
exercise.
Food. Exercise can also be your drug. That's right.
That's right.
If I could just get hooked on that, you know.
I told you can. You just got to do it for about 2 weeks, and then you'll get addicted to it.
Yeah. Can I hold my Dr. Pepper while I'm on the stair stepper?
If you can do it, if you can step while doing it, which I'm sure you can.
I don't even eat a lot of food. Dr. Pepper is my drug. It really is. Like, I am addicted to that so bad. But I had a therapist tell me it might be a psychological addiction.
You know what we should do? If you really want,
should we do?
I told you. This is my thing. Yep. We should. This is why you need a table between us. We should go and get you a Dr. Pepper tattoo, and then they'll sponsor you for sure. They'll definitely.
Are you saying so?
Dude, Whataburger did it. I had a guy in my hometown because we're from the Whataburger town. He had Whataburger and then our area code 361 tattooed on him, and they gave him Whataburger for life. For life. Yep.
What?
Yeah, so I'm telling you, we'll get you a small Dr. Pepper, a small one like this big. Say, look, Dr. Pepper, I got you everywhere I go. Sponsor me now, because it's on my body.
I should own stock in that. It's crazy. You know what's really funny is one of my exes wound up going on and was with a girl whose dad actually ran Dr. Pepper.
You know what?
I'm like, you couldn't give me a hookup, a pallet, or something?
You know what we should do right now? If you're watching the show, or if you're watching the show later, tag Dr. Pepper. Everybody go tag Dr. Pepper right
Dr.
now.
Pepper.
Tag Dr.
Hashtag
Pepper.
Dr. Pepper for
yes,
Amber.
hashtag Dr. Pepper for Amber.
Yes.
Hashtag Dr. Pepper. And then do
Houston.
at Dr. Pepper. Y'all guys go do it right now. Please, come on, man. We would love. Can you imagine if we just had a big old Dr. Pepper sign back here? Amber,
awesome.
and just we do have a refrigerator full of Dr. Pepper.
While everybody was out during COVID getting water, I was getting pallets of Dr.
Pepper. She's like, oh, there's a water shortage? It's okay, as long as there's not a Dr. Pepper shortage. Here I come with my pallet of Dr. Pepper.
You should have seen the back seat of my car with Dr. Pepper. I mean, it was pretty funny. Like, I had loose cans everywhere. I had 12 packs. I had the bottles.
Oh my God. I can imagine you getting one of those survival kit meals and sitting here like, oh, no water. It's okay. We'll just splash some Dr. Pepper in there. We'll eat it like that. She's like, I'm telling you, there's water in Dr. Pepper.
What is
it's okay.
I mean, because like I will literally pick my whole vacations, trip, travel plans. I'll go based on if I'm able to get Dr. Pepper. And that's really bad, right? It's already bad enough that I'm picky with food, but man, if I can't get the Dr. Pepper, yeah, we're going to have a problem.
Oh, right? When we went to, where did we go the other day? They were like, sorry, ma'am, we're out of Dr. Pepper. You were like, and I can't even leave this drive-thru. I hate y'all right now. I don't want my order no more.
I don't.
She decides where she's going to eat based on if there's Dr. Pepper. If you tell her there's Pepsi, she's like, psh.
You know what I hate when people say, oh, we have root beer. Did I say root beer? I said
root beer and Dr. Pepper are nothing alike. Like, the only thing that I will take as a substitute for Dr. Pepper is Mr. Pibb.
Yeah, Mr. Pibb, that's it.
And I'm sorry, and in reality, like, I saw a meme the other day that says, the 90s sodas. Which one do you miss the most? And I was like,
Tab.
no, the original Mr. Pibb. Because nowadays it's Pibb Extra. Remember when it used to be Mr.
What's extra
Pibb.
about it? The calories?
Right? The calories. But yeah, like I miss the original Mr. Pibb. Like that was the closest thing you're going to get to Dr. Pepper. So if I ask you for a Dr. Pepper and you say, I don't have any, and you try to offer me a Coke or a root beer, I'm going to tell you, you better have Pibb or Dr. Pepper or this game is over.
I feel like I do 3 of the 5 of these body things.
All right, let's do it.
Number 1, take 30-minute walk in nature. I grew up on 20 acres half my life. And you know what my favorite thing to do was take my dad's machete and go cut trails through the woods. And we would have a back country road. And I would take a big cup and then we'd go pick blackberries and just go fresh berries and smell the honeysuckle and walk through nature. Nothing is more grounding than get barefooted, connect your feet in the dirt, connect your feet in the sand. I know you hate sand, but connect your feet in the sand and the dirt. I'm telling you, when you ground yourself like that and really just look at nature, it's bigger than the obvious. It is mind-blowing when you get into science and you look at the golden ratio, how everything in science has the golden ratio. How does everything in nature have the same design pattern? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, look at the trees. If we didn't have trees, we wouldn't have air. Look how we have rain and skies. Like, in order to feel grateful and really be self-love, focus on your self-love, I'm telling you, getting in nature will reset you back to more of a stable mindset.
No, I mean, I agree. Like, I love going on hikes in nature. It's, you know, one of the ways when I say I really need to reconnect with the universe, that's how I go out in nature. I'm more of a water guy, though. Like, I love to go out into the open water. I love to, like, one of the biggest things that I miss having the most is my boat. I miss having my boat the most, where I could just go out to the open water whenever I want. Like, I know people say it's so scary going out to the ocean and stuff, but it's so peaceful to me because, I mean, the only thing out here is just nothing but Mother Nature. You know, there's no cities, there's no buildings, there's no other people I got to deal with. Exactly. It's just you and what God created.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. God helped create everything we have today, you know, from technology to the couch that I'm sitting on, but, you know, a person made it, you know what I'm saying? Through God, of course, all this, but truly what God made is the nature, Mother Nature.
I mean, just get lost in quantum physics. I mean, just literally for one time, just go look at how many galaxies there are. Look at the universe. Go study space and realize how it don't end. They can't even measure it. Look at how things happen. If the gases in the earth were a trillionth of a trillionth of a trillionth of a percent off, we wouldn't even be able to breathe. The sun is in the right place. The moon's there.
Right.
How everything's, the water controls, I mean, wow.
You know, and
doesn't that blow your mind?
It really does.
How can you even think anything that you're going through is a surprise to God, or that He can't fix it if He can create all this?
And what's crazy is, that's the one thing I do miss about not living in the city is just being able to look up at those stars and see them, you know, like, and that's why I love going to go visit my parents, because, you know, living out in that small town, out in the country, like, I get to look up, and it's just so peaceful to just, my favorite thing to do when I go back to my mom's house is sit on the roof. I love to just go climb up on the roof and just sit there all night long and just stare at the stars and hear the birds get torn up by the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Like,
my mom used to live in Palestine when she retired, and we would always have bonfires, and it was pitch black out there. So
exactly.
I feel like you're in a scary movie.
Exactly. You know, so
fun.
There's not exactly, you know, and like my sister, she owns like 3 acres out there in my parents' town, and it's just nothing but trees and open field. And so like we love to go out there, and that's where we literally have a big old bonfire out there, and it's just so much fun. Like the family, that's where we go to hang out, get together, and I love it because you get that fresh breeze going through, you get the trees. I mean, I could literally live without the mosquitoes, but
one thing that I do want to encourage you guys to do today, if you're I don't know why this is on my spirit to say this, but if you're at odds with somebody in your family, my mom tried to tell me for years, screw those bitches. They don't care about you. Talking about people from high school, talking about going on to college years, going on to the bitches at work that were haters, the people that didn't believe in you, the people that screwed you over, the relationships that didn't happen, the people that mistreated you. And my mom the whole time was like, screw them. The only people you really have in life is your family and those select 5 people that you consider your family. You know what I'm saying? Like DJ Houston, he's my family, even though we're not blood related.
Right.
But it's about the way somebody treats you and makes you feel. But it's on my spirit to tell somebody today, welcome to the Benny Hinn Hotline, that if you do have somebody in your life that you're at odds with, please don't take today for granted. Today may be the last day you have a chance to tell them you love them. So call them, tell you love them, mend your relationships with your family, because as you're talking, I can totally get a vibe from you that how much no matter how much trauma we've been with our family, it still is our family.
Right,
and
exactly.
it resets you in a way that no fake relationship, no fake Instagram or Facebook post, nothing, all this poser crap, no fake relationship, anything you're doing for the gram. At the end of the day, it don't matter. What matters is you and your family.
Right.
So I encourage you today, if you're at odds with your family, reach out. Call them today. You never know. I don't know, but for me to harp on that, that's my spirit telling me somebody need to hear that today. And pass the collection plate. Amen. All right. This is number 2 is probably my absolute favorite ritual I do for myself to reset is take a long hot bath. Anybody that knows me, I am in the bath.
And I tell you,
and I know you were looking for a
and
vacation spot.
I tell you how lucky you are to be able to do that. Because look, being a 6-foot man, over 250 pounds, like bathtubs are hard to come by that I could fit in. So when we were on our little 2-3 week production break before we started over here, Amber got to go on her vacation and go on to to the beach, and so I was like, okay, I want to just do like a staycation, but I want to find like a hotel that has a hot tub for a bathtub. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to be able to sit back and sit in that sucker for hours.
Yeah, it don't have
and
to
just
be
go.
A bathtub. You got a
hot tub works
I
just
love
fine.
hot tubs.
Listen, there was actually I almost booked this couple suite because they had the hot tub in the middle of the room, and they had this couples package where they were gonna bring you champagne and everything. And I told my roommate, I was like, look, we ain't no couple or nothing, but we can take advantage of the couples package. We can get drunk. We can have I was like, I don't care. I just want a tub. I'm willing to pay $500 a night if I just get one night where I get a tub. There's this Airbnb that I saw online the other day that was the most beautiful. For like $300, you can get the whole house, and in their backyard, they built this whole beautiful deck. They got this big old willow tree over it. And it's just a big old, one of those deep bathtubs. It is a bathtub, one of the ones with the jets. And I was like, and it's outside, just out, like literally, like if it wasn't for the privacy fence, like everybody would be able to see.
You can tell by how happy he's talking about his fantasy bathtub. Imagine when he does get rich.
Right?
I can't even wait. I bet your bathtub is the size of that banner over there.
Oh, my bathtub's gonna be bigger than that.
Like 8 by 8.
We're gonna be able to fit 12 people inside that bathtub.
That's another show. Okay. But today, guys, we're talking about ways you can practice self-love a little bit better. We got 15 ways for you, and we're talking about the mind. Now we're on to the body.
So,
and number 3 is,
just to elaborate real quick on if you can't, so for people who can't fit in bathtubs like me, something that I like to do is I will turn on the bathtub and at least soak my feet in some like hot water, steam up the bathroom to give it like that sauna experience. So that way you can still feel like, you're somewhat relaxing, like just something. I mean, it's tough.
Sad for you. I love that. It's like,
it's tough.
Just if I could only stick my feet in.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's tough. But, it helps get you a little relaxing.
Yeah.
Or if you really want to make it even better, go and buy you one of those pedicure, massage things that you stick your feet in that have water. Those work good too.
I want me one of those massage chairs.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, they feel so good. Because
that's
number
another
3.
Show. That's number 3? You gotta get a massage?
Get a massage.
Let's see. Have a massage or a spa day.
I know that.
Listen.
That's real.
I've never tried a spa, but I have been looking at that 7-day resort package for quite a while now because there's so many spas over there that I was like, to find out that there's one here in the Woodlands that I was just like.
I just thought of something. It's sad that Christina hung up when she called in because she was our first caller.
Well, that's what I was saying. Too bad she didn't call yesterday.
Call back, Christina. Call back so we can give you a trip. Whoever we put on air first gets a free 7-day resort giveaway courtesy of Marinade.
Amen. You're right.
3,500 locations to choose from. Call in 281.
So you can have your spa day right there.
624.
624-5223. So again, 281-624-5223.
First person we put on air, we've got a 7-day resort. It's the summertime, guys. Number 4, have a good workout or yoga. I mean, that is true. You can get addicted to working out just like you can anything else.
You can.
And there's and if you don't, because as a person who hasn't exercised really since drill team in high school, long time ago, I'm the kind of person, when we went out to F45 the other day, I was like looking at these people doing all these things. It's like you work out like 20 different workouts in 45 minutes. Is really cool. Like, I really like it. And I thought, wow, even somebody like me who doesn't really exercise, I could probably grow into something like this because it's 45 minutes.
It really is.
That's it.
Exactly. And that's why, like, when I first started going back to the gym, people would sit here and kind of like, how can you only go for 15 to 30 minutes? And I'm like, because I'm just starting.
Yes.
Like, when you just start, you got to ease your way into it, you know? So
I walk
15
in
to 30
and I walk
minutes.
out. That's the first week.
15 to 30 minutes, you know, like, go. And then the next thing you know, you're up to an hour. And then the hour doesn't seem like it's long enough for you.
Yeah.
So then you're up to 2. So, I mean, I kind of understand gym junkies where they're like, they can spend 3 hours in the gym, you know? Like, I get it. Like, the endorphins that you get from it, you know, sometimes if you're doing the right workouts, you're even getting that adrenaline because you're going and
maybe
you're going.
it's not even the gym. Maybe it's go swimming.
Right?
Go ride a bike.
I was just about to say that. Go bike riding. You know what I'm saying? Go rollerblading.
I can't even say number 5 because I would be a hypocrite. But in theory,
Excuse me. Nourish your body with a healthy meal. I mean,
no comment.
you don't even eat vegetables. It's ridiculous.
I'm allergic to green, but the only green I like is money. I'm that person that's like, hey, whatever's on the child menu, that's how I eat. Okay.
Whatever's deep fried. I'm like, whatever's deep fried.
I don't even like, even a hot dog. I don't like that meat.
You don't like hot dog meat?
I just like the chili and cheese on the bread.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a weird eater.
Wow.
But.
Yeah. Oh, tell me. I know. Listen, when you can order Chinese food and say, I want nothing but the meat and the sauce, nothing, no vegetables. She didn't even get fried rice. I know you're a picky eater.
Yeah, I
come
don't know
on.
why I'm like that. What makes you like that? I don't understand.
Maybe your mom tried to force feed you too many vegetables.
I remember my babysitter used to try to make me eat my ravioli and wouldn't let me leave the table until I ate it all.
I mean,
that's disgusting. Ravioli's nasty. I don't like it.
Canned ravioli's nasty.
Yeah, the canned ravioli.
I was like, let me make you some ravioli.
I sat there for 4 hours. That thing was ice cold. And my mom, I'm literally still sitting at the table and my mom comes in. She's like, why are you sitting there? And I'm like, my babysitter said I can't get up. And she's like, oh, she was pissed. But that's another whole story. Let's focus on your soul now. We're going to spend the last part of the show focusing on your soul, which is the thing I think you and I are the most passionate about when it comes to talking. We understand that, not all money is good money. So we got to be really careful who we align ourselves with in business, right, and who we align ourselves with on our personal life. And that's why when we started the show, we were talking about how somebody that wanted to do a show, I had to just tell them, you got to get your personal life together, because if you're trying to do something and you're with a jealous partner or a non-supportive partner, they're not. And the thing about entertainment specifically, you don't know how long it's going to take. You could blow up overnight on
right.
YouTube. It could be an overnight sensation. It could take you 10 years and you become mega famous. I mean, you don't really know how long it's going to take. So be careful who you allow to influence you, because you don't know. You should never give up on a dream.
Right.
And if you're with the wrong person, they're going to not support that or get jealous. And I get it. It's hard being an entertainer. I mean, the perception of this lifestyle is that everybody's out being a rock star and partying, but it's like, that's why it's so important to get to know the person, so you know that that's not the motivation.
Yeah.
When people approach me about doing shows or want to break into the industry, my question to them is, what's your motivation? Why are you doing this? Because if it's about being famous or about you having hoes and cars and money, man, please, that's played out. That go heal. Anything you feel like you need to have external to make you feel whole and complete or happy then you're always going to be miserable because you're going to keep chasing more and more. That's why rich people get greedy more and more. Oh, it's not enough. Oh, I only have 10 million. Yeah. Well, yeah, but I can have 50 million. Yeah, but wait till I get 100. Oh, but wait till I'm a billionaire. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know exactly.
It's never enough.
It's not.
Don't let money be the center of your universe. Focus on your soul.
Amen.
And God will add those things to
Amen.
you. God's a jealous God. He didn't want you to. People don't even realize, this is something I had to get real with me about, is until you heal, you're going to feel like, some people feel like, I'll be happy when I get that perfect relationship. I'll be happy when I find my soulmate. I'll be happy. No, see, God wants you to focus on Him. The enemy wants to trap you up through your emotions, but God wants you to focus on Him, and He will give you the desires of your heart. But if you put a relationship before Him, that relationship is your God now. And that's the trick of it. You see what I'm saying?
I know exactly.
So we got to focus on our soul, number one, because at the end of the day, life is fleeting. If you take the human life and you stretch it over the course of the inception of the Big Bang, creation, it's all the same thing. Law of physics, nothing out of nothing is nothing. Therefore, Big Bang cannot exist. Therefore, a creation is a fact. So when you think about this, when you look at the life expectancy from creation to today, billions of years,
yeah,
and you stretch the human life over it, the human life is 68 seconds. So from a God standpoint, that's why I said you're like a grain of sand. I mean, that is how tiny your life really is. So many times we spend so much time chasing worldly things that society says you should have, when really all you are is a spirit having a human experience. You know what I'm saying? We're not a human having a spiritual experience. We come from the spirit, right, and we manifest into this life. But people trip out because the ego's a mother. The ego will have you chasing all kinds of things that damn your soul, don't give a damn about your soul, or cause you to get on the wrong path. So today, the last segment of the show, we're going to focus on self-love for your soul specifically. Okay? Did you find that fly yet?
No.
I think I saw it.
See,
like it's so little that you.
That's what I'm saying. It's like one of those little baby flies, and that's why I'm like. That's why I can't tell whether I'm seeing spots or if there's something flying around.
So we're going to do an example of the first one again.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Wow.
All right. Here we go. DJ Houston. Number one, give me a loving, positive affirmation about yourself.
You're the best damn DJ.
Say, I am.
I am the best damn DJ there is. I'm telling you. Like,
I already know that.
That's a fact. But it is, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
it really is, though.
You know, but I have to constantly tell myself that, because there are times where I beat myself up for saying I'm not the best. Like,
you wouldn't be at 28. You wouldn't be a VP of a TV network if you weren't.
But in all
honesty,
I want to say that the most loving, positive affirmation for myself would have to be the fact that I'm just a caring person who I just put love out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am someone who loves everyone and everything.
Now, you know God's name is I am. So what you just said is God is, because you are God having human experience. Your spirit lives within you. So when you think about that, those are the things that God will bring out of you, because you're saying God is and I am. And when you say I am, you're affirming to yourself your truth. Because we talked about this all the time. Whatever your truth is, all people are dogs, all people are players, all people are liars. Guess what? You're right. They are in your universe. That's what y'all don't understand. We're all having a human experience, but we are like God in the sense that we manifest through our thoughts the same way God spoke the earth into existence. We literally have the same exact power in us to manifest and create the same life that we want ourselves, that God spoke into creation. And we're walking around here like we're just basic humans. We ain't got no say in it. That's why you need to go check out the book of the day. Is go read The Secret. You get the audio. You can listen to it on your phone. Listen to The Secret, because The Secret will tell you the secret that all these rich people that have manifested all their dreams and wealth, and it's not just in one religion. It's in every religion, in every race, in every culture, in every country around the world. The most powerful, successful, influential leaders of all time know the secret of manifesting, but it starts with being an attitude of gratitude. See, that's why fear creeps in. It's false evidence appearing real. As long as we can focus on the things that are not real and the fear, we cannot manifest our dreams from a place of fear. And so that's where the enemy tricks you up. Your first thought, that's from God. That's your intuition. How many times you go against your gut, that first thought, and you're like, dang, I should have listened to myself. Because that's what it was. God, that's your intuition. That's your God. That's God trying to give you a clue. So always create loving, positive affirmations about yourself. When you start getting negative and you start letting fear creep in, rebuke that and say, no, that's not my truth. Because whatever your truth is will 100% determine how your life turns out.
Amen.
100%.
Amen.
I am a loving person. I am attracting a loving husband. I am a wonderful mother. I am a wonderful daughter. I am making a difference on the planet. I am curing the divorce rate. And I don't care if you have to sit there and go through 85 of them until you believe it. Keep saying it. Because there's going to be days the world's going to come against you. They're going to beat you down and try to make you believe it. And it may be all at once. Have you ever had those days like, what else?
Oh, yeah.
What else can happen? Stop asking what else.
Because it's going to keep digging it.
The universe don't know what you want. It knows what you think about. So if you're like, God, bad things are always happening to me. Guess what?
Things
You're
are
right.
always going to happen to you then.
When you understand that there's the power of life and death in the tongue, you will, that's in Psalms, you will stop speaking death over your life. Do not allow yourself to be around people that speak death over you. And by death, I mean disbelief, non-support, non-love, judgment, what their truth is. People judge others how they see themselves. Once you understand that, life's going to make a lot more sense. Hurt people. And just because somebody may live in fear and they're too scared to do it doesn't mean that you should listen to them as well. Try to surround yourself with people that also speak positivity and life into their dreams so that equal yoked. But, hey, eagles are trying to fly together. Pigeons are on the ground. Which one are you going to be? You soaring with the eagles? Or are you playing with the chicken heads? It's real simple.
Number two, slow down and be present. Again, slow down and be present and mindful. I don't know how many times I have to tell people, you have to live for today. Mm-hmm. Don't live in the past. Mm-hmm. Don't try to think too much about the future.
Can't change it.
You know what I'm saying?
Guaranteed.
Like, you can't sit here and guarantee what your future is going to be tomorrow either. As much as you try.
You don't even have a future.
Exactly. So, live in the present. As they always say, it's so cliche, but carpe diem, seize the moment. Uh-huh. Live now, because if you're not living for now, what are you living for?
You're going to miss the moment. And it's really easy, especially the entrepreneur, to keep your head down to the ground and and miss the little things. It's like you said, do something nice for yourself. Celebrate that you made it through this week, and then track your progress. And there are times to I'll celebrate when I'll sleep when I'm dead. I mean, at the end of the day, today is all we have. We can't change the past. Depression comes from obsessing over the past. Anxiety comes from worrying about the future.
Exactly.
Why are you worried? Even Jesus said that there's enough problems in the future. Worry about today.
I used to have so much anxiety because the only thing I ever worried about was the future. I worried about the plans that I made for 3 more hours and this, and I was so anxious all the time. I used to have panic attacks because I would be so anxious all the time. And then I started saying, screw it. No matter what I do, the outcome is uncontrolled. I can't do anything about it. So once I stopped worrying about the future, started living in the present, my gray hairs started going away.
It's really great. It's really nice because, we don't know when it's lights out for any of us.
Right.
I've had 3 people close to me in the last 2 years pass away at 49, and at 4, if you count one of my friends. That's mind blowing. I'm 47, so that's really mind blowing. I'm sure, and one of them, shout out Stephen Solari, rest in peace. He passed away, and it's so crazy. He was 49, had a stroke. I don't know if strokes are really killing a lot of. I mean, all the people I knew died of strokes. Like that's the crazy part. But I remember when he had the stroke. He was hospitalized, and his last post. He had the Kapow effect. I mean, he was mind blowing as a motivational speaker, right? his very last post, it's almost like he knew he was going or something. He was literally, is this my last sunset? Is this my last day? It gives me chills. And when he was literally in the hospital bed the day before he passed, he had a stroke, he's in the hospital, and he passed away very quickly. But he had time to come in and do one last motivational post on his deathbed. Woof. Man. Listen, guys, y'all better stop pretending like you got tomorrow.
Yeah. You gotta live for today. I mean, you really do. If there's that vacation you've been wanting to take it.
Tell
Today's
somebody
the day.
you love them. You crushing on somebody. Call the
Every
hotline.
day.
We'll help you out.
Listen, I lost one of my best friends a little less than a year ago out of nowhere. And I hadn't talked to her for like a good 6 months. And right before she passed away, like actually the day she passed away, I had woke up that morning and I was like, I'm going to call her. I want to talk to her. I haven't seen her in a while. And then I started getting busy. Didn't tell her, didn't call her, didn't text her. And the next thing I know, I got a call later that day saying she died. She died kayaking, doing one of her favorite things, one of the things that she did every single day.
Freak accident.
And I still, like, I'm sad that I didn't get the chance to tell her that I loved her, Like, it still feels like it was just yesterday she passed away, and I'm almost coming up to her year anniversary. And you have to tell people you love them. You don't know when they're going to leave. It's hard, like I said, and we were best, like, we talked, like, we knew we'd go months without talking to each other. And I regret it now, and I don't regret things very often, but I can't say anything else, because I can't say it was a mistake is what it was, because now I know. I tell everybody every day as much as I can. Anytime I leave somebody's side, I love you, because you are special to me. But it sucks, so you need to go and tell her, like, if you care for somebody, let them know.
The crazy thing in life, and this sounds so, I don't know how it sounds, but when my brother passed away at 18 in a car accident, it really changes your life. I think death is for the living. It impacted me in such a way that from the time I was like 25, and the way that the impression it leaves on you is very strong. And I think death is for the living. It's a reminder, because your friend, my brother, many of my friends have passed away. And that's the thing, is like, they are here, that death is here to remind you life is temporary.
Exactly, and it's short.
And we just treat it like we're immortal.
We do.
Tomorrow I'll tell them I love them. Tomorrow I'll fix the problem. Tomorrow I'll go for my dream. Tomorrow may never come, bro.
Exactly.
What you gonna do today?
Exactly.
I think we need to pass the collection plate for real. We're going to church today.
Tough Love Tuesdays.
But this is Tough Love Tuesdays, guys. This takes a lot of energy out of us to do this. But I wouldn't have it any other way, because I know that this is our calling, that God put us in front of viewers, in front of people, so that we can be transparent, because God knew He could trust us with it, because we didn't go through all this to glorify ourselves.
Right.
We went through all this to teach the lessons that we've learned the hard way, that we want to help you avoid.
Like I've told everyone, I've never gotten into this business to become famous. If it happens, hey, great.
Right.
I've gotten into this business to help heal people, to spread love.
That's right.
All I've ever wanted to do is spread love. And I found a way. Music is one of the best ways to spread love, so I did it. And now I have a platform where I literally get to talk about love 5 days a week.
Well, great. We're going to talk about 10 things you love about yourself.
Oh.
So what are the 10 things you love about yourself? That's our next tip, is make a list of 10 things you love about yourself. So what about you, DJ Houston? What do you love? What are the 10 things you love about yourself?
That's
It's so hard to pick from all of them.
It's from all of them. There's such a short list.
It's not, though.
I honestly want to say I do love how much I love. I dog on love a lot, but I do love people so easily and so much.
You have a big heart. You really do.
I really do.
I love that about you.
So that's like one of the biggest things that I love about myself. Second, I want to say, I love how hard I try to my work ethic. I love my work ethic. I work hard, but I'm not an overworker. Like, I know my limit. You know what I'm saying?
Balance.
Exactly. I love how loyal I am.
Good one.
I am loyal to people who don't deserve my loyalty.
That part.
I love how forgiving I can be, but I'm no fool.
You can be understanding.
I can be forgiving.
You might be mad at first, but then if somebody actually gives you a logical explanation.
Exactly. So something that I've always explained to people is, All I've ever asked for is honesty and loyalty.
Yeah.
Okay? Even if you do something wrong, you do something to screw me over, like sleep with my boyfriend, I will be mad at you, but I will be able to forgive you and move on because you were man enough, woman enough to come talk to me to my face and tell me.
Yeah.
Now, if I ever have to find out without you telling me, that's when you lost all respect. You've lost me because I won't stick around. But if you at least, you know, and it may take me some time to get over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I will get there. So then, I want to say, I love how positive I can be.
Yeah.
I try to see the good in everything, even when it is just bad. I try, though. I try.
I agree.
I love how sexy I look.
I know.
You know?
I would think you would love how you make people feel good through your music.
I was actually working on, you know, I love how I spread love through my music.
Yeah, exactly.
That's, you know, and I think I'm at number 10. Probably not,
I think that was
but
7.
7, dang. Number 8, I love how
good of a friend you are to other people.
well, to me that was loyalty.
I mean, I can just see so many great things about you, like, but we always all hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
2 more.
I love my confidence.
Ah, yes.
It comes and goes, but I am
love how you take care of your family.
I'm a family man. And I also love my charisma. My charisma. It's definitely helped me get through life a lot, you know. I'm a people person.
Yes,
so.
you are.
Yeah, that was a tough list. It was a really tough list.
It is hard. That's what I'm saying. This is why you can't take it for granted that you're just going to figure this out overnight. Be patient with yourself as you start learning affirmations, as you start listing the things you love about yourself. Give yourself time. You're still going to be human. And if you fall off and if you go back to your old behavior and your old ways of thinking, it's okay. We all fall back sometimes.
Just recognize when you do.
Like, oops, okay, I slipped back. Let me go back to
you. I constantly have to tell myself, at least once a week, that's the old you.
That's right.
That's the old you. Mm-hmm. Take a deep breath, step back. That's not you no more.
And if you have progressed to the new you, then just avoid people that pull the old you out. Because what haters like to do is they like to remind you of what you used to be or how you used to be. And that's why I say, if you knew me even yesterday, my level up game is so fast, you don't even know me if you knew me yesterday. Exactly.
That's right there. I mean, I grow every day. Every day I learn a new lesson in life, and it makes me grow. So if you're comparing me to myself yesterday, you're
not the right person.
Exactly, because I'm not that same person, you know.
You gotta be glad I ain't that same person.
Amen.
My 20s were, yeah. Like I said, healed or unhealed. People are in 1 or 2 categories.
And I'm definitely healed now.
We got 2 more tips and then we gotta get out of here. Tomorrow is Working Women's Wednesday with Kadori.
Woo, woo.
That's gonna be so much fun. She is so hilarious.
Ooh, and you know what? If y'all guys don't know who Kadori is, y'all need to go check her out right now. I love the post that she made this morning. You know, her post where she was sexy. She was so sexy. That outfit, the hair. I was like, damn, Kadori.
It's beautiful. I've witnessed her self-love journey for 2017. I met her. Yeah, so it's been about 4 years, and it's mind-blowing. When you put God first and you truly believe in God's promises for you, it is amazing.
Yes.
What you can transform into. But the number one, and I started this probably 10 years ago, if anybody in my family would say anything negative, I would rebuke it. I'm like, I don't hear that. I rebuke that. That's not my truth. Like, you've got to, that's where it starts. Yeah. That's how you break the toxicity in your family, is you tell your family, I don't accept that, and you challenge them to believe in the God they claim to know. A lot of people say they know God, but having faith when things are going bad, that's when the real test will come in. Number 4, read about spirituality, which we kind of talked about. No matter what your religious beliefs are, get to know God. I mean, I think that's where a lot of sadness and depression comes in, is when you feel like you have to do something in your own strength it can be sad and depressing because it's like, I know I can't pull this off. We've all had those moments like, it's going to take a miracle for me to make it right now.
Exactly.
But I'm here to tell y'all, I am a walking, living testament of God's miracles back to back. Talking about sustaining. I mean, just looking through COVID and everything that was going to happen, and being a business owner and trying to launch my business, and the delays and the setbacks and betrayal with people and people that fell off, and geez, like holy crap, I thought all that would happen in 2018,
Yeah.
But you got to understand that when you have people in your life that God didn't necessarily orchestrate, He's going to have to let them fall off before you're going to get the blessings, because everybody wants to ride in the limo, but not everybody wants to ride in the bus. And that's where we're at. Listen, just because we've left the bus now and we're in a small SUV, we're not quite at the limo yet, but the SUV is going to cut off a lot of people too, because look how much bigger a bus is than an SUV.
Yep.
And a limo is exclusive. So this,
I was gonna say, our SUV is about to downsize. You know what I'm saying?
This time in my life is called invite only.
Amen. Like,
only be around people that celebrate you.
I agree. Like, you can't be around the people who try to keep constantly pulling out that old.
Keep reminding you who you used to be. You don't know me.
Yeah.
You don't know me now.
You don't know me anymore.
You even Jesus walked on water, and they want to talk trash about that. Oh, he must not have been able to swim. You know what I'm saying? It's like no matter how great you are, there's going to be somebody that has an opinion.
Exactly.
And most of the time, them trolls never got off the couch long enough to actually even try to attempt
Most of them can't even get off the couch.
Most of them can't even spell achievement.
Exactly.
Last but not least, and we're going to get out of here, is don't forget to meditate.
That's a big.
Praying is one half. Meditating is the other half. Praying is when you're telling God what you wish.
And meditating is reflecting on what you do have and what you're grateful for, and
hearing God's voice for the answers.
Exactly.
Praying is talking to God. Meditating is God talking to you.
I feel like meditating is connecting to your soul.
That's right.
That's
the
what,
divine.
Exactly. Well,
that's a great show.
It was a great show. Tough Love Tuesday. Y'all know how we do. Sorry if your feelings got hurt. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had a lot to say.
It's all in love, guys.
It really is. We've
already been through it.
Exactly. We're trying to teach you from our mistakes.
Exactly.
But sometimes you can lead a horse to water, but can't force him to drink it.
I'm not even leading him no more.
Amen.
All right, guys.
Make sure y'all guys join us tomorrow for Working Women's Wednesdays with our co-host Kadori. Yeah, we'll be here. Same
Thursday.
Oh, and then Thursday we got our sexy single sofa.
Ooh, we have a lot of people booked out.
Yes, we
and
do.
The demand is
I have a sexy single booked all the way out till mid-July. Wow. So if y'all want to be featured on our sexy single sofa, y'all contact me now, because guess what? Spots are filling up, and you know what? This matchmaking service usually costs, what, $35,000 a year? Mm-hmm. I was like, a month. We're going to do $35,000 a month. Yes.
We will eventually.
You're right.
Well, we are actually launching on the Matchmaker Hotline, the celebrity matchmaking.
So,
the prices will be going up.
Exactly. So this is a service that she charges a lot of money for that you can get for free just by coming and sitting on our sexy single sofa. So if you're looking for love, we're not looking for people who are looking for somebody to play with. I had a guy message me and ask to be on our sexy single sofa, and then wants to sit here and tell me, oh, does it matter if I'm not looking for love? I'm just looking for somebody to match my energy. Yes, it matters, and go heal up, because we don't want you here. We want healed people. We want people who are serious. This sexy single sofa is about marriage. As Shamir, okay?
And Friday, we're back with Ryan and Juice.
Yes, we are. We're Effin' Fridays, the #1 rated show.
Okay.
So make sure y'all guys tune in, because it's going to get effed up in here.
It's going to be really fun.
All right, we'll tune in tomorrow. Same time, same place, right here.
For more information, go to maridate.com, MARIDATE, Houston's first private social club for couples, launching July 1st. We already have events on the calendar. We're adding more. Go ahead and register. Some of those have limited room. And go for more information about production, creating a show, PR, comedy, events. Go to amberneal.com.
And one last time, make sure you go and follow us at the show, at the Amber Neal Show on Facebook, because we got all kinds of events coming up, including our speed dating event coming up next month. So make sure y'all guys check it out. We'll see y'all tomorrow for Working Women's Wednesdays.